In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create smooth text animations in Premiere Pro. Begin by selecting the type tool and add text, then double click on it and adjust it to your liking via the essential graphics. Then align it to the center. After that, open Effects window and search for Transform. Add Transform to the text layer. Then in Effect Controls, under the Transform, we're going to create a keyframe for position and opacity at the beginning of the layer. Then increase the second position value to move the text down. I'm going to increase it by 100 points, and opacity should be set to 0. Then move 1 second forward and reset the values by clicking on this reset arrow. Then uncheck use composition shutter angle and increase it to 360 to add motion blur. And here we have the basic animation. Now we're going to drag and select the keyframes until all of them are blue. Right click any of them, temporal interpolation, ease in. Right click again, ease out. Now expand the arrow next to the position. Expand the graph and drag the second blue handle all the way to the left. Then expand the arrow next to the opacity. Select any of the points and do the same thing, drag it all the way to the left. Make sure that you have the straight handle, and after that we should have a bit of smoother animation. And after adding the animation, we're going to right click on the text layer and select Nest, then click OK. Now in Effects, we're going to search for Crop and add it to the nested sequence. And only after adding the crop, we're going to duplicate the nested sequence until we have 1 for each letter. Here we have the 6 letters, so we need 6 copies of the nested sequence. So for this, we hold the Alt key on the keyboard and drag the nested sequence 1 track up. Do that again. If you need to give yourself some space, drag this one up to minimize the tracks. Keep doing that. And after you have enough duplicates, we're going to isolate 1 letter into every nested sequence. So let's select the first one, then select the crop effect until you see the blue indicators at the edges and drag them to select the first letter. Then select the next nested sequence, select the crop again, and now isolate the second letter. And here you get the idea, just keep doing that until you finish. And after you've isolated all of the layers, we're going to zoom in on a timeline. Then move the time indicator to the start, and here we're going to offset the layers by a few frames. Let's do 2 frames, so 1, 2. You can move using the arrow keys and move the second nested layer over here. Then again 2 frames forward, move the third one. And after offsetting all those layers, we should have this smooth text animation.